Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing some more NFL breaking news. Now, this one may not seem ultra important, obviously, because it's not a huge name, but to me, it definitely has some big significance in the Indianapolis Colts backfield. The Colts are bringing back Marlon Mack per NFL Network. This guy tore his Achilles in Week 1 last season, but he did have 1,000 yards from scrimmage in back-to-back years before that, and he is on a one-year deal. Now, personally, I was aboard the train that Marlon Mack was going to be gone. I did not see the possibility that they brought him back. They had Nyheim Hines. They have Jonathan Taylor, who they drafted in the second round last year, who probably could have been a first-round pick because of how talented he is. So now they're bringing Marlon Mack back, which kind of has me a little bit worried that the Colts aren't necessarily sold in on using Jonathan Taylor as a bell cow-esque running back in the Indianapolis Colts backfield. I am sure that maybe this is just a precautionary signing, right? They don't want to draft someone later in the draft. They don't want to bring someone new in that might be worse than Marlon Mack. They'd rather just have Marlon Mack as the third-string guy. But for the team, it makes sense, right? It's a one-year deal, probably didn't cost them all that much money, and the guy's a pretty talented player. But for fantasy football purposes, when you're trying to think about where do I want to draft Jonathan Taylor, to me, as of right now, this puts a damper in my personal opinion of Jonathan Taylor. This does not mean that Jonathan Taylor will not be good in fantasy football. I 100% believe he has the potential to be a running back one, but having him ranked as high as I did inside the top 6, to me, this kind of makes me a little bit nervous. I still think Jonathan Taylor will be seeing a majority of the carries, but with Marlon Mack, who's competent in catching passes as well as rushing the ball, I'm not too sure that Jonathan Taylor really has top 5 potential anymore in this scenario. Now, we're going to have to wait and see what happens in preseason. Wait and see what happens in training camp. Who is getting the ball? Is he as involved as I think he could be? Or is this just a precautionary signing in case Jonathan Taylor gets hurt? Because the wombo combo of Nyheim Hines as well as Jonathan Taylor was working out very well. So, only time will tell in reality. I don't want you guys to kind of panic or anything, but I'm just telling you guys how I kind of feel about Jonathan Taylor as of right now. I would not be selling Jonathan Taylor if I had him in Dynasty. I wouldn't be looking to trade him away. I wouldn't be looking to trade for him either. This probably doesn't move most people's opinion, but I'm just letting you guys know that there's certainly a narrative where this cuts down a bit of Jonathan Taylor's work. Because it's not like they signed some scrub. Marlon Mack, like this tweet said, 2018, 2019, this guy's over 1,000 plus scrimmage yards. He's no scrub. I still like Jonathan Taylor, but again, just putting my cautious glasses on to give you guys the news how I feel about it. If you guys think differently, let me know, because I can definitely see how you can spin this into being, oh, they're just bringing back Marlon Mack. He's not all that great. He's not going to take away too much work from Jonathan Taylor, and I kind of agree with that as well. Again, I just want to see what the splits are looking like in training camp, what it looks like in preseason when they are using the starters. Now, hopefully, there is preseason this year. I will be so mad if there is no preseason, because preseason gives you a good idea of what the team is actually going to look like week 1. I understand Jonathan Taylor might not play all that much, but I want to see in the preseason when Jonathan Taylor's out there, are they flipping in Marlon Mack for third down? Are they going with Taylor on one drive, then Mack the next drive, and then they go back to Taylor? You never really know in the NFL what they're going to do until you can actually see it. I am convinced that Jonathan Taylor is the bell cow, but this is a little bit worrisome. So let me know again down below what you guys think about the Colts bringing back running back Marlon Mack.